I know that we need to transition to the actual show, but let me just say.
Oh, we do already.
For the point of California being unbearably hot.
Mm-hmm.
I went out for a walk at 8 a.m. this morning, in like just this, this My Hero tank top and my leggings, because usually the morning is when it's not murderous outside, and I was walking. And I only walk like down the overpass that's by my house to the park and back. It's not a long distance. I came back drenched in sweat, and I was like, and I looked at my phone to see the temperature. It's 90 degrees at 8 a.m.
Ooh.
That's not pleasantly warm. That's the sun. We are on the surface of Venus, and it's.
I hate it.
I hate it too.
The freaking, we've been having 110 degree weather for like a week or so, and it was just like, it is the worst.
Yeah, it's like the surface of Venus, but instead of sulfuric gas being filled with the air, it's just the smell of marijuana. And let me tell you, the smell of cheap marijuana plus unbearable heat is not a good mixture. I don't know how better it would smell in the cold, but I feel like better than that.
And yet people claim to this day that it is a more pleasant experience than having to watch this show. With that, hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast, where ANY and Keyframe wonder about random dribble. I don't know, I needed a segue.
Nice segue.
I like the segue. I love it whenever we insult ourselves. But now you're opening the door for someone to make that insult. Welcome to the 149th episode. The episode that's near a milestone, but not.
Yeah. Oops. I covered people up. I'm so sorry.
Par for the course for me. And just short of being celebratory.
But it is
exactly.
Well, it is also the 27th episode of the season, and it is, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't even put you in here. I believe it is the 10th episode for. Let me double check if this is true, and I'm not lying.
I feel like you're lying.
It is the 10th appearance. So it is a very, very special episode for. Do we have any soundboard effects or so? Anyways, Ambris!
I don't have confetti, but I do have this box of Band-Aids, so.
Yay!
I have to clean this now.
And for this, obviously, we also do the honorable dab drawn by your very Ambris.
Did you?
I looked it the wrong way.
Oh no.
Dab.
I have to ask, have you ever gotten follow-up commissions to this? Because we were joking about you actually just making a line of making it a commissionable line up.
You need honestly, to make it a your character here thing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I would just, yeah, exactly. I should just do a base of dabbing and just like here, $50, $40. I'll put your character dabbing or something.
Exactly. I mean, you have already figured out the pose. Actually,
and you don't need to draw the face.
Yes.
You don't need to draw the face, which makes it so much better. No snoots, no muzzles, no dogs that are supposed to be like fucking rabbits. It's just it's perfect. Any species, just no wings, because no one likes wings. Except for Ambris.
I like wings, I'm not good at drawing them.
Fair.
Exactly. You can be good at something really and hate it, and vice versa. But anyways, Ambris... Yes?
The video... Okay, there it goes. The video was just terrible for a moment there. Never mind. Don't mind me.
But Ambris, this is your 10th time on the show. You are our first guest in the double digits of appearances.
It's true.
This feels arbitrary to say, but who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
I am an artist. I'm a furry artist. I draw furry stuff.
Yeah.
It is pretty straightforward as that.
It is just all the furries.
Yeah, exactly. I finally started my webcomic.
Yes, you did. You did.
Yeah, it's only a few pages in, and then I immediately, dropped the ball for a month. because stuff came up. But I have my absolute intention to do the next page today. For anyone who's interested, my webcomic is called 1,000 Words. It's basically a rom-com with furry characters. It's only a few pages in. I'm gonna keep trying to update it. I'm gonna try to get my not my Patreon, my Subscribe Star. I'm moving over to Subscribe Star because Patreon.
I've been meaning to change that because Patreon is being a little bit of an oopsie. It needs to go into a forever box. That's one of my favorite internet terms, is calling a casket a forever box.
I was trying to catch up on that one. I was like, what do you mean by forever box? Yeah, and so I need to get right now it's only just on my webpage. It's probably DeviantArts is the best place to find it, even though it's not perfectly organized there. In fact, I probably should make a gallery specifically for that.
Makes sense.
One of these soon I'm going to make a website for it specifically just for the comic itself.
With our sponsor, Squarespace. We don't have a sponsor.
Yeah, we don't.
Not Spawn. I do use Squarespace, but not Spawn. However, Squarespace, while Max doesn't need the podcast to eat, and I don't, I would like to eat more. So.
I would like to. Yeah. Well, hold on a second. These headphones don't work. Let me go and get my Raycon.
God damn it, do I have anything that's actually from a sponsor? I mean, like, I keep my background decorated so much with my Funko Pop figurines. I'm ashamed at how many Funko Pops I have. Here's the thing, if we had sponsors on the show, we'd probably spend the entire, sponsor bit making fun of them.
I mean, I just want to point out that this podcast is protected by NordVPN. I'm not even shitting you.
There we go.
But notice, we don't say that one sponsorship. You know the one.
Oh, of course, Audible. Good point. Yeah, I mean, I listen to Audible day in and day out.
No. We're not going to rate our podcast with the legendary sponsorship that it seems.
Which one are you referring to?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh!
Greatest RPG ever?
Yeah, the greatest RPG ever with graphics that compete with even consoles. If you're talking about maybe the PS2. The best pay-to-win game on the entire Google Store. I don't know. Get it on your your Nokia Fold phone today.
Nokia brick phone.
Yeah, on the note of sponsors, just today's episode, or this week's episode from Trash Taste podcast, Still Loving It. I talked about it before on this show, so go back and watch this show. I believe I even have it in the title. Great show, Still Loving It. You need to know your competition, because we also have Trash Taste and we are a podcast. No, but
not every podcast is competing with us. I mean, Jenna and Julian ended their podcast, so we lost it. So we came out.
No, and I mean, there was a certain other Sunday podcast which we survived. It only took a scandal with the host to destroy it completely.
Oh God! Don't get into Jesus.
So this is all time.
I feel like I'm missing the context of this, and maybe I don't want to know.
Which one is it?
It was a podcast run by Brunellis and.
Okay. Yeah, we can put the pin in that. I will DM you about that later.
Exactly,
Ambris.
but no. The point, the main point being, today's sponsor. Or I watched it today. So, but this week's sponsor for Trash Taste was like One Punch Man something. Also a free-to-play mobile game with the original voice cast and everything. I'm like, yeah, this high-quality game for free is just a rip. This is doomed to be so clattered with microtransaction and shit that it's unplayable without. So I'm like, yeah, instant turn off.
On that note, you know what baffles me is seeing like on YouTube, usually YouTube ad, or no, even mobile ads, I guess. But I seeing this ad for like some kind of Bleach RPG, that like is being advertised the heck out of, and I'm like, isn't Bleach like 20 years old? Who isn't Bleach like done or something? Like why is someone suddenly making a Bleach RPG or something? It's
I
like
don't
seems so.
know.
It seems, I mean, you guys have seen that ad, right?
I've seen it.
I'm
I've
not
seen it.
sure.
I've seen it a couple times. If I have to use like the TV's YouTube, because the TV's YouTube is not connected to my YouTube account, which uses YouTube Premium, so I don't see ads.
Yo,
okay.
Denim. Is Bleach still a thing?
No, it ended
They ended when?
years ago.
Okay, years ago.
Long ago,
She
man.
would.
Like, come on.
She would know. She was a Bleach weep.
Yeah, it's like, but for some reason there's this, heavily advertised new, mobile Bleach game, and it's just like, there's like 100 shows that are more immediately relevant. It just seems
You
like
could make a One Piece RPG that's more relevant than Bleach.
Yeah, well,
It's
isn't One Piece still going?
Yes, exactly.
One
I
Piece-
totally.
I believe there is
I totally
one.
want to play my Bleach RPG while listening to the newest My Chemical Romance album.
Even.
While watching my favorite. Oh God, what's a show that aired there?
Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Oh yeah, while I put on Fresh Prince, I really think that Willie Smith is going to go somewhere someday. But I think DJ Jazzy Jazz may get even bigger. Oh Jesus Christ! Anyway, Ambris, how was your week? God, it took this long for us to get.
Yes.
Welcome to the tangent
I have a
cast.
strange habit of completely derailing everything. Every time I've been here, we've gone way over time.
Yes, and you're not even trying. That's the fun thing. You were just talking about your webcomic, and suddenly we were like.
we go from the awkward cast, the usual standard, to Cox and Crendor immediately when Ambris is on the show, because it just goes into tangents.
I have this news article here. It's Florida man. I went to IKEA. I mean, also that having this kind of plastered, subdued smile on the face and talking like this. I guess I could be.
I laugh like both Crendor and Jesse, depending on the joke. So who knows?
I know it's I could probably.
Man.
I probably would be the better Crendor.
You are the better Crendor. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Ambris?
What was I gonna say?
You're weak.
I was just gonna say, call me Tangent Briss, which is not nearly as funny as it really sounds.
Tanbris.
Tangent Briss. I don't know.
So what's been going on in your life recently besides your webcomic? How's living in the hot pot that is this state?
What's the word for it? Hell? Yeah, that's the word.
With how much fire has been going
Literally.
on.
Good God. Fortunately, the hellish bowl of the valley that I live in is so dead and barren in general, that fires aren't likely to go out of control here. There's just not enough stuff to actually burn. But the inverse of that is that because it's a high pressure bowl, all the smoke from the whole state collects in here and it sits in here, and so it's like, it's nasty. The air is so bad. I've barely been outside all week. Yeah. So it's like, it's bad. It's nasty outside. Freaking,
If the flames don't get you, to smoke inhalation will.
Yes, exactly. And it is. I really hope the fires get under control soon, because it is it's upsetting. It's very concerning.
I mean, with this monsoon that's apparently coming up the Pacific coast from the west side of Mexico, we may get some rain, which would be very nice. I mean, at least I don't know what would be worse to deal with, because on the west side, to the German and foreign people that are watching this show, on the west side, we got fire, burning fire, hundreds of year-old trees just becoming tinder asunder. On the east side, in the fucking Gulf Coast, we are getting a once-in-a-lifetime event where 2 hurricanes are making landfall with the same trajectory at once. at the same time.
Yep, it is.
It seems like the safest place to be right now is fucking Michigan. Or
Yeah.
Nebraska. Because it seems like everywhere from California to, like, Colorado is just on the verge of being raised from the ground, and a phoenix will rise from the ashes.
If only.
If only. At least that would look cool. But, but no, besides that, how have you been keeping yourself busy inside?
I mean, gosh, it just seems like I'm such an introvert that quarantine has not like had a huge impact on my ability on, I kind of stay inside a lot anyway, but I do miss like going out and doing things like going to the Barnes and Noble. I was always my one thing I always like to do just to chill. But overall just kind of just doing what I normally do, really, just with a lot more caution. I have to work on my art, try to do some self. I picked up what was it? What's the word? Oh my god, I can't think.
Word.
Yes, that was it. Word. Thank you. So in the interest of trying to lose weight, I have started a intermittent fasting diet, which is something that has worked for me before I fell off of that method. I need to get back on it, though I'm doing a slightly different version. And I've been on that for like a week, and so far so good. I'm gonna stay on it. That hopefully that'll work out. That's certainly an interesting idea. Whoop.
As long as you're getting your calories and macros in that you need, because that's the fucking thing that people don't realize when they do intermittent fasting, is that when you get to those eating periods, you need to eat. Because some people are just like, oh, I'm gonna have some like blueberries and stuff. It's like, no, you're going at that point you're just starving yourself, and your metabolism's going to lower to a survival instinct, and you're just going to gain weight from the blueberries.
Yeah, to be honest, that's probably not my problem. I have I stress eat. I have that's my problem. That's why I'm overweight in the first place. Is I stress eat. So I I'm fasting for a day, and I am looking forward to as soon as the fast is over, I'm gonna go and get a cheeseburger.
Hell
yeah.
Well, what are you telling me? Those literal fires outside of your door cause stress or something?
What did you say?
What's today's sponsor, Max, on your glass?
Oh, today's sponsor is Star-Lord.
I don't think Star-Lord would say something that knowingly stupid.
I am not sure. He most certainly would.
I still don't know what he said. I couldn't understand it.
He said, "Oh, the fire. What are you saying? That the fires outside are stressful?" Sips out a Star-Lord glass. Like,
I see. Yes.
He was being Max. That's what he was doing.
See. It is true.
But yeah, so I guess if that's everything going on with you.
Yeah, it's pretty much just working on my personal, trying my best to engage self-improvement in spite of everything. Oh, I did get an index, a Valve VR the other day, and I'm super excited to use that. Thing is, I got it. I ordered it like 12 weeks ago, 3 months ago, and it was on order for like basically they said we have no idea, like, because like all the manufacturers were down because of COVID, and I'm like, we have no idea when we're gonna get this, and I'm like, oh well, I don't know if I'm ever gonna actually get my it finally came in like last week, and I was setting it up for my living room computer because that's the only place that has a lot of room, and turns out it's completely incompatible with that specific series of video cards. So I'm like, no, I waited for this like for 3 months, and it's not compatible with
That's evil.
I know. The thing is, it's an older video card, and then I checked the specs. It's theoretically powerful enough to do VR on a adequate level, but it for some reason the Valve, specifically the Valve Index, not other VR, but specifically the Valve Index, is incompatible with the Radeon R9 series of video cards, and it's like a really weird specific incompatibility. I don't know the reasoning behind it. I was reading it up, some kind of techno babble. It seems like just shenanigans. There are weaker cards that could probably run the Index, at least at a very, low res value or something. But yeah, I don't. So that feels like it was a slap in the face. I had to order a new video card, and there goes most of my money at the moment. So I'm taking on a few commissions so that I have money in the bank, but it seemed like a waste to get a Valve Index and then to not be able to use it because I didn't have a video card. So it's like, it's fine. It needed an upgrade anyway. So
it sounds like a Valve thing to do.
Well, from what I understand, it actually, like, from what I read, Valve gave all the information needed to AMD for this, and they didn't do what they needed to update the drivers or something. I honestly don't know. It's probably super in-depth hardware jargon, and I don't know. So, shrug. Why did I
buy?
Yeah, so I don't know. But I don't know. I ordered a new one. It'll be here Tuesday, and then I'll have VR. And so,
Chaka.
Hell yeah, check me out. I'm gonna be doing Beat Saber too.
Saber Beat. I'm gonna beat up Saber Spark.
He had it coming. He had it coming for a long time. Just saying.
Yeah. But if that was Ambris's fun adventures,
I guess
which one of us should
perfect segue talking about VR. Keyframe, do you know what's coming?
I have a feeling.
You have a feeling? I mean, wait, let me first... No, wrong.
So a shared event me and Max had this week.
Yes.
And I guess we could talk about the shared event and then go into our own individual adventures.
Oh no, it's happening right now even. Audio.
So
da.
Usually,
this is happening right now.
Jesus Christ. So usually around this time of year, I would be over there. Where Max is, and we would be going to a con called Eurofurence, which is the biggest furry convention in Europe. And
I miss cons.
Yeah, and it's always a lot of fun. We have cool adventures. It's one of the few times that I could cosplay every day without me having to sit behind a table 90% of it. And we've had a great time for 2 years. Then 2020 happened.
Everything sucks.
And yeah, Eurofurence got canceled. I think they were using the hotel that Eurofurence was being held at as like a hospital.
Could be.
For a little while. And, big. But they announced that Eurofurence was going to have an online convention with a lot of live streams and all that stuff. And I didn't know about that till like this previous weekend. But yeah, they had a bunch of panels and events and live streams. But the two that I caught was the Puppet Show, which was a recording of one of the puppet shows that we've talked about on this cast when we talked about Eurofurence, that Max missed when he went to BronyCon in 2017. And then this! So they usually have a fursuit dance competition at Eurofurence. And to make up for that, they had one in VR chat.
Yep. This is, by the way, the winner.
Fascinating modern times we live in.
Yep.
Yes, and you know what? This is going nothing against their dance moves or anything. They're all talented dancers. But I've never faced more of a feeling of uncanny valley than watching 3D models of fursuits dance.
Oh, one of them actually was a chili lolly design, and I was like, oh no. Also, apparently... some of my favorite parts are when they glitch and they just fly to the heavens. Yeah, that's the thing. Apparently, all the clips are of the worst glitches. Like, this dude is now jumping in the air and floop under the ground.
Great, I love that.
And yeah, she I believe just lifted off the ground just a moment ago.
Oh, she went to the heavens, man.
Whoop!
I think my favorite thing was I was watching it and I texted Max being like, I don't know how to feel about this VR dance competition. And Max's first response was, oh no, I see what you mean. When you start a reply with, oh no. But I mean, like, this is real ingenuity. It shows how much VR has grown into mass consumption, that these people have not just a VR headset, but the foot and hand sensors. And
I didn't even know that there were foot sensors. Like,
a lot of VTubers have that, because there's actually like a whole section of YouTube where people have VR models and they dance to songs in VR chat and stuff. Either that, or they have kind of like a good version of like the Kinect sensor thing, so it has
I believe
full
it
body
must be
sensoring.
something like this, because you also have like hand movements, and those can only be caught if you actually have a something that captures
but
the
either
entire
way,
body.
that technology, we clown on those clips with the glitches, but the fact that they were just like small moments among a pretty consistent dance routine was something.
Also, they had an actual production studio inside the VR.
That's great.
For the cameras.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I don't know. I think it's so cool. I mean, okay, the glitches are a little funny and all that stuff, but I think it's the coolest thing that this is we have technology that can do this kind of stuff. You know, the I don't know, man. Say what you will about like Ready Player One, the movie, and its plot, and I don't know what, like the plot's, whatever. The technology of that future was so cool, and I live for that kind of VR immersion. I live for it because and every day that I see something like this, and I think, oh, we're just that much closer to it. I don't know, I'm excited by that. That is so cool.
Is that a VR model of the hotel?
They have built. You can go right now to the virtual build Astral Hotel, where actually the furries who have VR chat are running around. I mean, if we go to the live program that's happening right now, if it's still happening,
those couches look so weird without a bunch of fursuiters cuddling on them.
This is a literal reception area of. Oh, and this is actually one of those chibi lolly characters. This might even be the one who won not won, but participated in the dance contest. The model looks very much the same.
But no, it is cool. I'm just saying, I think I've experienced the feeling that normies have when they look at fursuits and they get uncomfortable. I think I have that with VR models of fursuits. I don't know if it's because they're not textured right, so they just kind of look like these flat 3D models, but they have like that animatronic mannequin looking face and stuff. I don't know. I can't explain it. But a lot of people can't explain the visceral feelings they have when they see fursuits and feel uncomfortable. Because I like fursuits. They are cool. Sometimes I wish some of those fursuiters were less touchy, but I think that they're cool.
Yeah.
But I will give Eurofurence this. The ingenuity to go behind and do all this stuff, because that takes time and effort, is good. But I feel like you would expect that of the biggest furry convention in Europe.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. I
love this. It's so cool. I feel sad that BabsCon, back in April, because I always go to that every year, and then I heard that 2021's FurCon got canceled too, and I'm just like, oh no. I mean, they canceled it way in advance just to be on the safe side, but I'm just like, oh no, I love FurCon. It's the one furry con in California that I can go to, and it's just like, oh man,
it's just a bunch of and when you can see the teamwork and ingenuity that comes from a pandemic like this, it is a silver lining of just like seeing what people can do when they put their little fursuit heads
Hell
together.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm sorry, but I love furries. Furries are just a really cool community, and I mean, you always get some toxic weirdos and God knows what else. Every fandom has that, but I just feel like
every fandom has weirdos, but
every fandom has bad eggs or whatever. But I just feel like furries, on a average basis just have such such a tenet for coming together, I want to say like sort of community, I guess, really what it is, just a sense of a positive sense of community that I don't get from any other fandom, and it's something that I just love that about furries. Is one of and seeing stuff like that is so cool. The fact that they pool their resources and are able to make this whole VR experience, it's just I feel like you don't see that kind of thing from other fandoms. Or maybe I'm wrong, but
I like what Denim put in the chat. When we can go to cons again, the first con back will feel like the best con ever. It's like this is going to be a very morbid comparison, but this is Chrissy we're talking about. It's going to be like a person who is off drugs for a really long time and finally gets a dose of heroin again, and because now your tolerance has gone away, so you're just like, best trip of my life. Not that I've done heroin, but I can assume. I'm not making a good case for myself. Max, what about you? What were your individual adventures this week?
Yes, maybe what I can want to add to the entire Eurofurence thing, since I also watched something with... first of all, I already got ordered today my shirt with this year's logo, so I can continue having all them shirts.
I need to order. Are they still up for order?
I would expect so. I can send you the link to Pinterest after the show. I cannot right now because I cannot.
Please do. Thank you, because that looks really nice.
Yeah, if I move my Discord, and they also have a new debate. Now I can find it, I guess. No, what's it called? Redbubble, right? Redbubble t-shirt. Because here's the thing. If it ever loads, thank you, internet. So here is. Am I sharing? No, I'm not. So here is the regular design, but they also have for some reason a subdued. Like this is, they call this a space pirate, which is like, cyberspace, looks very 80s. They also, for some reason, have a kind of neutralish version of just a pirate. In like, without the neon colors, and the dude is just having... That's one reaction to it, I guess.
No, because my favorite Eurofurence shirt I have is the one from last year that was like that cool rave-looking shirt.
This one?
I like colors, man.
No,
not that one.
No. That's actually from 2 years ago. I have it too. But I know now which one you mean. Last year's shirt was for some reason not really. The theme was lost in time last year, and the shirt was like just a very colorful shirt, which explains why Keyframe likes it, I guess. If she finds it. I know where mine is, but if I also run away, you're alone, Ambris, so I would stay with you.
I'll distract them.
Yeah. Dance.
So many shirts, I don't wear half of these.
No, but the funny thing about for me personally was like Keyframe mentioned before that they played a recording of a Paw Pet show, which is this puppet show they always do, which we probably talked about in the context of previous Eurofurences on this show. And the beautiful thing, the funny coincidental thing about it was, since I moved to Berlin in 2014, I have been to every Eurofurence but Eurofurence 2017. Huh?
The best thing is, I can't find the rave shirt that I just stated was my favorite shirt, but I did find the subdued, nice aviator shirt with the nice earthy colors.
So last year, actually, they had this one. This is from the year before. This is 2 years ago.
This was from the first Eurofurence I went to. This was 2 years
ago, last year. But last year was lost. I can quickly get it. I have seen it in my cupboard, in my wardrobe earlier.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, but the point is, that was also the shirt that I'm in apparently a documentary about Alexander Platz wearing that shirt that you're holding.
But wait. Whoop. There
I wish
we
I
go.
could actually I wish I could actually see the shirt. I don't know what's been going on, but this
Yeah,
this
the feed that we are getting is shittier, but
yeah,
but
I
we'll take a picture later for you.
Okay, fair.
I look like, both me and Keyframe look like 8-bit versions of ourselves.
Ooh,
It's just
okay.
hyper pixelated.
I'm
But, you know-
glad that you guys come through nice on my end, including audio. But yeah,
Yeah, and
the point.
the stream, the recording
Point
looks
being,
fine. But...
point being, I like loud things. I'm a loud person. Look at my nails. By definition,
you
is
prefer
loud.
this over whatever it is.
I like loud, even though a majority of my wardrobe is black.
But
Apparently, that's a stereotype about New Yorkers. We all wear black clothes and just black clothes.
Berlin people are the same. But yeah.
Yay!
So the thing was like, since I moved to Berlin 2014, I only missed the one Eurofurence in 2017, and the Paw Pet show that they streamed yesterday was, by a weird coincidence, the one from 2017. So I actually got to see the Paw Pet show that I missed back then, which was very nice. Probably not my favorite Paw Pet show from the ones that I have seen so far, but still a great experience. So we basically got to sit together on the couch and watch a Paw Pet show that was new to both of us. But yeah, then another thing that happened, I didn't get to catch all the panels I was interested in, because on Friday we celebrated the birthday of the only British ninja. And yeah, besides him having, in this kind of wrestling, WWF wrestling simulator thing, which people probably know, so he rebuilt all the male guests of the party, quote unquote, the Skype group that he had built. He didn't build all the females, because you cannot pin man versus women in this game anyway. So, and we were more guys, so it was funnier to make all the guys and let them beat the heck out of each other. And yeah, so he had this wrestling match, and he set it to autoplay, so we got to see how we beat each other up in the very gracious design that British Ninja gave all of us.
That sounds great.
I mean, it's hard to describe, especially if you don't know the people. But yeah, what he did for me was like a super like like my from flamboyant and show off levels up to 11, which was beautiful to see. But yeah, he himself gave the tallest model. Like, he made himself a giant, put on a crown and a monocle, and it was an absolute horrendous appearance. It was amazing. Yeah, and in between we played a bunch of Jackbox. I got to play 2 more Jackbox games that I have not been familiar of, 2 or 3 even. No, I believe 2. We also played Split the Room, which is I can only recommend if you have a big enough group. Split the Room is interesting.
Split the Room's great.
Yes. So the idea behind Split the Room is that you try to create a scenario that divides the people so well that you get a half a group that says yes, half of the group says no. So the more evenly you split it, the better. So you don't go for the extreme like in many other Jackbox games. Then you had some kind of pitch, where you try to pitch an invention, which went very insane. But also
that one's always chaos. If you get the right group, I wish I could remember its name, but if you get the right group for the idea pitch game, it is absolute chaos.
Yes.
And it's best if you can get people who are willing to actually like get up and verbally do their pitch instead of having the game do it for you. And it's like, oh god, it's so much fun.
I believe we all did our own pitch, so nobody did. One of us accidentally clicked do the pitch for me, and then he just kept talking again.
Stupid.
Who is
patently stupid is
that was
I believe that's the name.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, but I
was just gonna mention that, like, another game I really love on Jackbox is the monster dating game. Whatever. I don't know if you play that one's so much fun.
He played that. He talked about it on the cast before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the last game we played was button or push the button or something.
Yeah,
which,
it's called push the button.
Yeah, which is only makes it's only fun, I assume, when you have a large enough group. So I guess with 3 or so people, that would be completely pointless.
I mean, the recommended players is 4 to 10.
Yeah, and thankfully we had so many people in the call that we had a full crew. But I don't know how they figured us aliens out. I mean, I got put in the scanner right away, so I had no chance of pretending my innocence. Then they figured out this. I don't know how they figured out the second one and the last one. They were the funny thing is the last one was Denim, so we sat next to each other in front of the same computer, and she was like constantly like, hack him. Like, do a thing. Like, I'm so surprised that nobody caught on to it because nobody seemed to. I always thought I have a good microphone, but apparently whispering in a full chat room still works. But yeah, so I got to some more new Jackbox games because, as I mentioned, I believe on the show before, where I was like, "Hey,
you
maybe we should." You
mentioned it on the show when you were playing some with Ambris.
Exactly, that I might that I might want to make this a thing for my server to just have Jackbox nights at the weekends or something. And now that I know more and more games, I can pick better which Jackbox sets I want to by myself. I will end up with all of them.
I am eagerly awaiting Jackbox 7. It's like, I feel like it should have come out already, but it's like, where is it?
It's the game we need in quarantine.
Exactly.
Apparently it's late 2020, so... I like the fact that I'm looking at the Wikipedia for Jackbox, and in Legacy... It says the first 6 Jackbox party packs have gained renewed attention during the COVID-19.
Exactly.
And on May 1st, Jackbox ran 10 special celebrity Jackbox live streams to support COVID-19 charities. Jackbox are good boys. Let's stand Jackbox in this house.
Yeah. They have good humor, produce so many good games. And I mean, You Don't Know Jack was the original game, right? So they have been a staple of entertainment how long? I played this in boarding school, so this is since the 90s. But yeah.
So, I think one of the packs has a new version of You Don't Know Jack too, even. It's either 5 or 6.
You Don't Know Jack came out in like 95?
Be super old.
So,
anyways,
it was so is it my turn?
I just want to say those were my highlights, so if you have more, please shoot.
I mean, I was done with my highlights for Eurofurence. I was just going to go into my individual adventures.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of did so myself with Britty's birthday.
Yeah, but no, I didn't go to British's birthday because I don't go to people's birthday party calls. It doesn't matter who you are. It's not against you.
Yeah.
I just can't handle 12 people in a call at once.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
You people are insane, and then you got drinking, and then it's just, I can't stand you.
I 100%, I can 100% understand.
I mean...
stimulation overload.
You can tell that it actually was pretty subdued this time. We kept our shirts on, which was a first for any Skype birthday call I ever was in, but no, I can completely understand. I'm used to like a dozen voices in my head anyway, so... Doubling it is not that bad, but
I just can't. This is a bad admission. When a friend's birthday party is coming up that I know they do birthday calls and stuff, I mute the word birthday and B-day on Twitter because I feel bad that I'm not in those birthday calls because I just can't.
It's fair.
Guess what word I muted since someone's birthday is coming up September 1st. But hey, I might as well be transparent about it.
It's true, but so far I'm too all over the place to even have anything planned. So.
But I did already get Max's birthday present, and he will be getting it on the first scheduled because I can't give him a gift in person because thanks COVID. That was another thing that usually happens around this time of year is It's a fucking tradition. I come for Eurofurence, give Max his gift because like 2 weeks after will be his birthday, and I'm like, here you go. And then he's like, thanks, I really like it. Where do I put it?
Yep.
Hey, this time it's virtual. But wait till next year or Christmas. We'll see where the virus takes us.
Indeed.
But no. This week it was mostly real life things, a lot of back end stuff that I was doing for people. I can't go into some of the stuff, but I helped a friend get an internship, doing a lot of internship forms and letters and things, it was really fun to do, and it was really nice. And he gave me this one of the weirdest compliments I've ever been given, and it was you are one of the few genuinely nice people I've met on the internet. And I was like, wait, that's not a common thing? Because he was just like, I can sense that you're actually nice. And I was like, what the? I feel bad that has to be a compliment. But no, that was cool. But then besides that, we had a lot of streaming because I'm a streamer. Played Portal 2 with Max this week, which was fun. We're going to do one more Community Maps episode, and I got roasted for playing Portal 2 with a controller. Well, how dare you! Don't laugh at me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm laughing at the fact that that was a big deal. Like, I honestly don't think it's a big deal, but the fact that people think it's a big deal makes me laugh. I don't know why. It's just
a big deal when you have to do puzzles that require timing. Because Max was like, wait, Chrissy, are you playing on a controller? And I was like, how can you tell? Because you're backing up without turning. So I'm just like, beep, 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 beep.
Oh, please don't drop into the lava and... Oh, shit.
Oh man, we had a kill counter.
Oh wait, I can probably show it. But yeah, keep going. No, I cannot.
Besides that, solo stream wise, we streamed more Sonic Adventure 2, my favorite game.
Classic, always a good one.
I'm gonna put a link in the chat. So the second to last level of the heroes section, I put up a Kermit picture. You know, Jenna Marbles' dog Kermit. Every time I died. Mm-hmm. That's how many Kermits were on screen by the end of the stream. It's supposed to be a link. Just click when you open up the picture. Just say open original.
Yeah, exactly. But I had to for a short moment. Yeah. That's 15 Kermits. You want to know the most painful part? It only took me 2 tries to defeat the final boss. I still haven't taken down these Kermits from my gaming stream layout, so I'm gonna have a rude awakening next game night. But the thing about that game night, that was the biggest thing, was I got goaded by a Mr. Max and Mr. British and Mr. Enigma on this cast to play Dark Souls. And I said, sure, I'll make it a stream goal. If I get a certain amount of tips, I will play it. And I was going to set it, I set it to this ridiculous amount. I set it to $300.69 to play it. How is that not ridiculous? To me, $300 is a lot of money. Yes, but
is this what happens when you grow up poor? Like, that's a lot of money?
300 sounds like a lot of money to me. Oh my god.
No, but I mean, for a streaming goal, keep in mind, this is basically crowdfunding. And 300 in crowdfunding, if you have a little bit of an audience, especially if you then have people like Enigma who want to see you reach this, 300 is not a lot. I expected at least some 4-digit shit.
But the thing is, I just kind of expected it to be a lot because of the current situation everyone is in. Especially since I know a lot of my viewers are American.
Fair.
Fuck you guys, I'm not giving you guys that sympathy anymore because we went over that goal in less than a half hour of the stream.
Man, I wish I could pay.
Ambris. So here is making money on the internet 101. Doing high quality art is nice, but it's too much effort, takes too long. You have trouble.
You think doing furry pinups gives you money? Watch out.
Exactly. What you need to do is have a dedicated audience that loves you and still wants to see you suffer.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've come up with Go on.
I
go on.
really want to get into doing streaming, especially streaming for games, and it would be like you say suffer. So I have oh god, I forget the name of the phobia, but it's the phobia of the freaking deep dark ocean. It is like the thalassophobia or something like that. I forget what it is. And yet I desperately want to play Subnautica one of these days.
Oh,
And
it's
so
amazing.
I have this thing of like I kind of want to set up a thing where I'm going to stream playing Subnautica and people can see me lose my shit because I would be terrified. And yeah, people could make me suffer by playing Subnautica and because I want to beat it. I love the way that game looks. I love everything about that game, but it terrifies me. It terrifies me to no end. And it like even just the sheer hugeness of that dark void freaks me out in that game. And but I gotta play it. And if I want to stream it, and if my fans want me to suffer, there we go.
we came up with a term on the Sonic Adventure 2 stream that they like to simp for my pain. And you know that's
just it take.
But oh no, but no. That's the other thing. But so I decided, sure, I'm gonna finish Sonic Adventure 2 soon, so I'm gonna need another frustrating game in my rotation. And I made a poll yesterday on Twitter, asking what should my next stream goal game be. This poll is nearly 200 votes, and I Am Bread is winning by a 30% margin.
Yeah,
you guys are getting a fucking $1,000 something in the 4 digits. I'm going to delay that inevitable for as long as possible. Because getting over it gets at my goat. Sonic Adventure 2 gets at the entire damn cattle farm. I don't want to know how frustrating I Am Bread is going to be.
Yeah, I'll have you know I actually voted I Am Bread on that. You're welcome.
We're not friends anymore. I don't want to know if Max voted or not.
I probably.
Wait, why are you on your?
Because it's not even that great. I just was like, okay, now I really want to show it since I talked about it. So I went to Discord on my phone, downloaded the picture, uploaded it to my Dropbox, and now I'm waiting for it to appear to sync to my PC.
This is a lot of effort.
I know. It's too much effort, actually.
But,
oh, wait. I actually already had the link here.
Yeah, so that's a kill counter for Portal 2. Thank you. Was it Professional Lurker that did it?
Yeah,
Flynn
which is Flynn is his name. Professional Lurker, I believe.
But yeah, so besides that, I also did an art stream yesterday, and it was such a... I'm surprised of how much audience engagement I get from the art streams as well as the gaming streams. But we did some progress on things. I did more progress on Peridot, mostly her hair. Then I'm starting a little Pokemon piece if people were wondering why I was asking about Pokemon on Twitter. So I started priming it out. It's going to be a chubby Raichu under a Pokeball umbrella in the rain, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I own so many black canvases that I have not touched. I only bought them because they were on sale. And I'm someone to not be trusted inside of a Michael's craft store. And then also I'm planning to relaunch my store, and once I move to Subscribestar, that kind of stuff, to have like these little free prints that you get when you buy stuff from me, or if you're a patron on Patreon that you get, and it changes each month. And so I'm working on the one for the first month. And it's me. And then inside my hair is Keyframe, my fursona, and then Abby and Thea will be there. So it's like all my characters. And this will be a watercolor piece, and I'm going to get it scanned in. Because I was like, I feel like it's more special if the prints that you get as a thank you for buying the stuff are originally, a traditional piece, because they take more time. Because you're 9 times out of 10, if you're buying something from my store, or if you're supporting me, it's for a digital product. So it's like, then you get this. And with these Pokemon paintings, I plan to get at least 4 done by mid-September, because on September 12th, I'm going to be doing like an all-day charity stream. and I'm going to be auctioning those off. And I'm still working out which charity. It's I just know that the charity I'm going to pick is going to be one that helps families that don't have health insurance pay off medical bills. And that's going to be the charity that I work on, because that day is special to me because of Steven back there. And if it wasn't for like the help of like my dad's church and all that stuff, we probably would still be drowning in medical debt. So and a lot of people don't have that support network of people, so there's charities that help with that, and I want to help with that. So that's a lot of stuff I'm planning on the back burner. Sorry to get all real on you guys. I know I should have just stuck with simp for pain, but but hey, you guys can simp for my pain, because I'll probably be playing Dark Souls on that charity stream.
But instead we had Steven stream bombing again. I really need to have a word with him. Steven, stop it!
Where is
Steven not there?
He's hidden behind my Funko Pop figurines. Do you want me to bring him out? Like,
nah.
Yes. Let him take his eternal nap.
Exactly.
Like,
your dad earned himself a rest with the Funko Pops. Why? In a rest, as in resting, having a chill.
Oh, I thought you were making a pun on earn because he's cremating.
Oh no!
No comment.
He has earned the rest.
You can't do that anymore.
I know.
Okay, fucking the chat has the full right to roast you for this next entire segment. But yeah, no, that was on my week. Yeah, but you're stupid.
It's true, it's true, but you shouldn't say it.
But no, to move on to media, I actually don't have a media. Because I was going to talk about an audiobook I bought on Audible because they were having a sale. Thank you, Max, for being that bad influence. And it was called, and I'll probably talk about it when we get back to the podcast, which is called The World in Six Glasses, or The World in Six Drinks, which is an entire book talking about the history of the world and how it was all influenced by 6 types of drinks: beer, wine, spirits, whiskey, vodka, that kind of stuff. Tea, coffee, and Coca-Cola. And I'm currently at the wine section, and I'm having a good time reading it, listening to it. To give my little first impressions, listen to it on 1.25 speed, because this person does speak a bit slowly, unless you have a processing issue.
It made possible the emergence
but
of
to me,
specialist priests,
I love going down
administrators,
rabbit holes and learning about history, and it is cool to see how everything connects to a drink. And also hearing that beer used to be the most civilized beverage and sign of wealth in the world. And wine was called the beer of the mountains for a while. And people used wine as this way to differentiate themselves from the poor peasants that drunk beer, and the entire forced caste system that came from that, depending on what you drink. And back in the day, wine wasn't viewed as that. And it's fascinating. And if you like fascinating history stuff like that, it's definitely for you. If you don't like things that go on tangents, even though the tangents lead back to the previous point, maybe you're not going to like it. It's also very educational. The difference between that and Console Wars, for example, the other nonfiction book I talked about on the show, it doesn't wrap around a specific story. Like, they don't format it almost like a story, because it's the world, it's world history. And I mean, we could say this: if it wasn't for beer, we wouldn't have decided to make, we wouldn't have decided to like colonize and make cities and towns and stay in one place. We would still be nomadic people, because one of the products that you can only make beer out of, which is grain, people would rather stay in one spot so that you know that you have a consistent grain supply to make beer than if you were nomadic. So you could thank beer for cities and towns. Civilization
Yay,
is dependent
beer.
on beer.
Isn't it
But I'm
kind
probably
of
going to give
also
a more...
required for bread?
Well, yes, but beer was actually... You could make more money with beer than bread.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And beer was used as a currency more than bread was. But yeah, so I will give a more detailed opinion on it when we get back to the cast. It's not a long book compared to other books. I think it's like 7 hours long, and if you have it on 1.25 speed, it's even faster.
Hey.
But I like to listen to people who talk fast, because I talk fast. Detrimentally so. But my actual thing is a discussion topic, because we love when Chrissy brings up those. And it's because I put an opinion out on Twitter and it blew up. And
why did you put an opinion on Twitter?
Well, yeah, but it blew up in it didn't blow up in a bad way, you know? So I was saying how I think adult media hates fun.
Oh god. Yeah.
And let me explain. I feel like we are in an era where we celebrate dysfunction and narcissism and pessimism more than we try to put in the effort to have a genuinely fun show that doesn't rely on that, or having the main character be that. Because we look at, you know, shows like Rick and Morty and even the Marvel movies, where you can't have a piece of media that's celebrated without it reeking of snark. You can't have people be genuine anymore. And I wonder where that began. Like, I wonder where that began, why it's risen, and, you know, general opinions on it. If maybe I'm exacerbating the problem, or if this is a trend. Because I feel like this is a negative impact on creativity. When everyone is a snarky comedic relief, no one is. You know, it's the Incredibles thing. If everyone is super, no one is. And I feel like we are perpetuating something bad with always making the protagonist this fucking awful person that never truly gets his comeuppance. And then we treat characters that are wide-eyed, optimistic, and genuine as the naive detragonist, or they're the comedic relief. They're stupid compared to big brain narcissist boy. But I'm wondering, where did that begin? Like,
I have a counter question right from the beginning. Is it really like that?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Well, here's the
you
in adult media, yes.
You can certainly find exceptions, but anything that is aimed at, especially primarily an adult audience, 99% of it is going to be incredibly cynical all around. You know, like you cannot find an adult cartoon that isn't just a Family Guy wannabe or something like that, where it's just like this incredibly self-referential, self-derogatory, completely cynical about the whole world. You know, everybody's a terrible person. Isn't that funny? And it's kind of just dismaying. It's really a sad state of the industry, and I really dislike it, because, you know, I like animation, and I guess I don't know if you were talking about specifically adult animation.
I said adult media. Animation is definitely a big part of it, but media in general, because that's the thing. When we look at general media, so like family media that is for all age media is probably the best way to put it. There is more effort put there to not make everyone a cynical asshole than stuff that is primarily for adults.
Exactly.
But I mean, that goes into the commentary that all age media is just a more creative field. Because the only example of a character with the main character being a cynical asshole that I think works is BoJack, because he is constantly presented to not be in the right, and he grows because of it. I feel like we have too much of a saturation of shows where the main character is an asshole. Sometimes he's presented as not in the right, but he never has a character arc. They never grow.
Yeah, and that's what I've got. I haven't watched BoJack Horseman or a lot of it. I don't watch a lot of adult and of very specifically adult animation because I can't stand that kind of cynicism. But everything I've heard about BoJack is that the thing is, it's not just cynical and hateful or whatever just for that sake, because it actually seems to have something good to say. It actually has a character growth and arcs and strong commentary and a deconstruction of that kind of mindset. And I think I get the impression it's still kind of a bit of a dark show, a bit of which is but it's fine. It's probably fine. It's good that that show exists. It's good that we have that kind of analysis going on. But that feels like an exception to the rule, where most shows are just everything sucks and isn't that funny. And it's just like, and I don't know, I can't stand Rick and Morty because that show just seems like awful to me. Everything about that, everyone in it is awful, and everything that happens is awful, and isn't that funny? And I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me. I can't stand that kind of thing. Um, and just like every show now wants to be Rick and Morty or something, and that really bugs me. I saw them announcing. There's like a Star Trek adult Star Trek cartoon.
Lower Decks is actually the reason this entire conversation stream
I was
started.
wondering if that inspired it, because I saw that and I'm like, oh god, it just wants to be Family Guy but in space, and it's just like, I'm so tired of this stuff, and it's a show focusing on the lower decks of a Star Trek type setting could be a fantastic exploration of an environment that hasn't been done in the franchise before, and yet they just want to make a snarky comedy about it, and it's just, I don't know, it's so deeply disappointing. I want to recommend, and I don't want to hijack your discussion, but I guess I want to recommend that I think one of the few shows that, and this is going to sound weird if anyone hasn't seen it, but I really like Agretsuko. It's
Oh yeah, that's a good example.
Yeah, that's a good. It's like it's so weird because it has this Hello Kitty art style, because that's the company, but it's such a weird contrast because the characters in it are all very adult and human, and the character arcs and evolution are all very wholesome, organic, and like, well, these are real people. Everyone here is real, is actually kind of like, I feel like anyone who watched the show will eventually see themselves in these characters, and it's all super relatable, and it's all very, and at the end of the day, it's very wholesome and positive and uplifting. I mean, the main characters go through a lot of, Retsuko herself is typical millennial, trying to make her way in this in this horrible world at times, and so she's very relatable with some of the shit she has to go through. But the show ultimately has an optimistic tone, and it's like, okay, this is clearly meant for adults, so because I don't think younger kids would actually get most of what these people are talking about. They're very adult topics about what's going on. This is clearly a show meant for adults, despite its visual style, and I love it. I wish more shows would do that.
I mean, Max, did you have anything to?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how much of a true trend it is, or a new trend in that regard.
I feel like I feel like it's less of a trend and more the higher ups are seeing individual examples of it being done well, and their contemporaries just can't emulate why. But they emulate the bare minimum, which is shitty narcissistic person, which Lower Decks does that in spades, because Rick and Morty objectively is a good show, but Lower Decks tries to make a Rick character with the main female character, and it doesn't work. And same thing with like Solar Opposites and stuff. But then you have let's use an example. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia works because it's a bunch of miserable people, but they never succeed. They just live in their misery, but it works. But when you make contemporaries based off that, but they do succeed, I feel like there is a running thing where the contemporaries keep trying to push it, but they never add the fact that, oh yeah, they are bad for a reason, and they are not to be celebrated. You don't celebrate the characters in It's Always Sunny. You don't celebrate Rick. These are
And that
just
sorry.
because they are the main characters and they are the protagonist doesn't mean that they're positive. Doesn't mean that they are someone you should be. And I just see that a lot. I feel like, as much as I love The Simpsons, I feel like The Simpsons set a bad precedent for
successful, cynical.
To make success. I love Simpsons and I love South Park. They are great. They are great hallmarks in adult entertainment. However, I feel like they set a precedent that when people were trying to follow them, they didn't truly analyze what made them so good. And
yeah,
I think,
and I think sorry, I keep cutting you
oh
off.
no, go ahead.
It's like I can respect that those shows have contributions to culture. Me personally, I don't like that kind of cynicism at all. I've got enough internal cynicism that I don't need a show to put it on broadcast. I like things that are more positive, but I'm not going to try and say that Rick and Morty is a terrible show or something. It's just really not for me. But I guess what upsets me is how these are something like Rick and Morty or South Park. Why is it that these are the only shows that seem to get hugely popular? It's like these are the ones that just like spiral out of control with popularity.
Yeah, that's maybe more the question.
And then they perpetuate that, like, this, especially with animation, but probably just media in general, that this is the only way to make something, popular. Like it perpetuates this idea that you can't have something wholesome and successful. And I don't know, maybe that's somewhat true in culture, and that's a very sad state of reality if that's the case, that you can't have something wholesome and also have it being wildly popular. I guess something like MLP is an example of something that, at least, but again, that's on adults. That wasn't aimed at adults. There we go, that's the difference. Is like, if it's aimed at adults, it has to be cynical, and that's the only way it's going to be wildly successful. I wish that, for every Rick and Morty and South Park, there was something like a Gretsuko. But there just isn't. There just isn't nearly enough of that kind of thing. And Gretsuko isn't anywhere near as popular as either of those shows.
Especially since the fact it's on a streaming service, and there is a cultural difference. Because when you find adult stuff that is categorized as adult, not adult, but adult entertainment in other cultures, they aren't nearly as fucking gross downers as Western cinema and Western media. I don't know any other words to put it. And
yes,
I saw Enigma write something in the chat that it's like, we tend to, and I mean, it's a merry-go-round effect because the executives saturate the market, and thus we have nothing else to watch because we are also perpetuated with Western media to monopolize Hollywood, so we have to do the active effort to look for something that is in other cultures and see the difference. So we are conditioned to be close-minded. But one of the things, to put a little bit of blame on the consumer, there is the consumption of media, and to celebrate it as smart because it kind of justifies us being cynical, that this is how we truly are. Just because this is how something is does not mean that you can't try to project something better. I feel like we are in a place that is we are in the media generation, more so than we ever have been before since maybe the inception of television. We are guided from the media, we consume the media, and that does have a parasocial relationship, and that does put an imprint on our heads. It is just scientifically proven. It is a sociological fact. To create so much cynical media where we make the main characters these people that do not grow and act as though they are better than their peers, because their peers are so happy, and there's no active effort of deconstruction. Or maybe they do deconstruct it, but what people grab onto is, oh, this is the main character, this is who we should focus on, and they're an asshole. I do feel like in adult media, and we put so much effort into making something genuine for all ages because, oh, they're kids, But we should put the same effort to adults. Just because our brains are fully formed does not mean we are not any less impressionable, because look at everything else in the world that are guided by adults.
Mm-hmm.
And adults are the ones that create the media. And I feel like if we want to make something better, we should take the active effort. There is nothing inferior about being fun and genuine and having a good time. Honestly, a lot of action movies are more that than anything else. Because you know, Hobbs and Shaw, I wouldn't count that as a cynical movie. That's fun. And, you know, it doesn't mean that you can't have a little bit of snark and a little bit of cynicism. But I'm just going to end my point with Marvel movies. It says something when the one genuine quote that people can reference throughout all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, "I love you 3000." Every other quote is something that is riddled with snark or has turned into something snarky. I don't know what that says about how we consume things, but at the end of the day, we give them views, we give them the money. Expect better. Want better. That's all I have to say.
That's well said.
It's a topic that I feel very passionate about as someone who wants to make media that goes into deeper topics than just shallow narcissism and wants to make media for all and adults. And I think that we are making a bad market if this is the stipulations that we need to get into the world. Hell, I'm so glad Tuca and Birdie got picked up for Adult Swim, because there we go. That was something great. But I'm sorry that I went on this tangent, but that's what I wanted to talk about.
You say it's a tangent, but I mean, it's directly relevant to your topic. And
I mean, it is your topic, yeah.
That was a very solid statement. I like that. You know,
but
yeah,
given how late we are and only have finished one topic, I will, because my contribution would be challenging if your observation is even true. So let's not go for this extra round. That's why
not?
I didn't. This is because it's already very late. I mean, given how far we are within the show, and I can still. I'm still not convinced that this is the case. That, or maybe it is that there's a trickle down effect when a media is on the has kind of more adultish topics, but is they then like, oh, we want to keep it for a wider audience, so they make it a little bit softer, and it maybe a lot of the more positive adult content ends up as family content. So maybe
that's what I imagine happening. Yeah, but I feel like we shouldn't have to it shouldn't be categorized as family content at that point. We shouldn't need to have to soften it down so much that we can't even market it towards adults.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, that's also a debate about how we market things.
Yeah, maybe I also don't see it because I am an adult and I watch all kinds of media, and I don't even make this distinction of this is adult content in my head that much. So yeah,
we should make a debate video.
I mean, this topic is just a huge pile of there's so much room to talk about stuff here.
I mean, I'm basically still on the outlook for topics and people to discuss in A&Y Versus.
Let's do it!
Yeah.
Hey!
Sounds
anyway,
like
go on to your media.
Yes, with pleasure. So this week I discovered, due to the YouTube algorithm, sometimes I made it a thing to actually check out my home screen more often, because they sometimes show me stuff that I wouldn't discover otherwise. And but also a lot of spoilers. So yeah, if you're Owl House with Owl House, the homepage has become very dangerous for me. But YouTube
I don't go to the homepage anymore.
Once again, it helps you discover stuff, but it also keeps oversaturating your interests rapidly, because the moment you like one thing, they keep bombarding you with similar stuff to the point where you're like, yeah, okay, now I'm so over this topic, please stop. No, but what it gave me, it picked up on the fact that I also like animated original movies on YouTube. And so they recommended me one, a 20-minute short movie by the name of The Friendly Shadow, which got me down a rabbit hole, because The Friendly Shadow is the 6th entry in an ongoing series. And before you go and look for The Friendly Shadow, please do not do what I did and start with The Friendly Shadow. Take your time. I believe all first 5 videos combined are barely longer than The Friendly Shadow, so they are like 5 minutes, 6 minutes roundabout. I can only highly recommend to watch the Autodale series from the beginning, because if you start with the last one, a lot of the build-up of the impact of things happening in the last one are lost if you don't look at watching chronological order. So what this show does, this Autodale series, is it creates an original dystopian world in the city Autodale, where I guess I can just play the first one. I hope that the dude does not come after me for it. So it creates this 1920s-esque, from the human point of view, 1920s-esque society, with the nuclear family, with the dad being the home working, and the mom being the housewife, and the dad going to work, and their adults always wear those totally not creepy masks, and which comes through this ongoing series, that basically the city is run by machines, and the humans have idealized machine qualities as the highest goals to achieve. So they literally, as you will see in a moment, the humans literally walk to their grave in appliance to the system when they do not fulfill the societal standards. And being part of the standards is their highest ideal. They wanna be this. And he builds more and more on... so here are the robots that are running it. Oh yeah, and here we actually see those beautiful mass graves where they just mass murder the citizens if they are dysfunctional, if they are fat, if they are ugly. And the goal is to being pretty, which is also the name of the first one. And it's a beautifully unsettling dystopia. So the guy produced a phenomenal thing, I would say. And here you see the matriarch revealed, which has not really had a function so far. It's just implied that this giant body is running the city ultimately. I once again can only recommend watching it from the beginning, because especially The Friendly Shadow builds on everything. It's accumulation. While all of those previous 5 are basically world building and don't have a lot of a story.
I just like Odie saying, "Oh, speaking of depressing and miserable shows."
Yes, exactly. We're coming full circle here. And I would say it's but we don't have a snarky, cynical frontman. It's just a very dystopian future. So
there's a difference. You're supposed to think this is bad.
If you have something important to say, some kind of exploration of an idea,
a commentary.
Yeah, exactly.
But this looks, and I've seen quite a bit of this. I haven't seen the newest one, but
Friendly Shadow.
But it is fantastic.
It is,
especially if you like stuff like Fallout, like anything. It's really good.
So yeah, I am highly, if you're not instantly offset from what you just seen in my little preview of the first episode, I highly recommend checking it out. I will link the entire playlist. Please watch it in the correct order. I ruined so much of the reveals and explanations by starting with The Friendly Shadow, because once again, all the world building has already happened, and so much got lost on me on first viewing. And when you enjoyed the series and are like, I need more, you can continue scrolling down the playlist, and here are the making ofs of the individual episodes. And as you can see by the red bars, I already dug into many of these. It's fascinating to hear this guy's process behind it. It was an absolute blast of a journey. So if you have anything for dystopian fiction, and if you just stick to the main series, I would say less than an hour of investment. It's free to watch on YouTube. Link to the entire playlist down below. Check it out. I highly recommend it. I discovered it and I went down the rabbit hole throughout last week, and I don't regret it at all. Great, fantastic stuff. So applause to Dead Sound. He introduces himself. Hi, my name is in the beginning of every of his making of videos, but I forgot his name again. I'm very sorry, my man. But yeah, that's my media. Ambris, if and what did you bring?
I was spending all week thinking about this, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to talk about Glitch Text, just because I freaking love that cartoon. And then I heard it might be getting canceled soon, and I don't know. Like, I want people to check it out if they haven't yet, because it's great. I don't know if I want to talk about that, or if I want to talk about a game I played a couple weeks ago called Other Side. But like the side part of it is spelt like Fatricide or something. It's an obscure little indie game that I found on Steam the other day, and I don't know which one I want to talk about because both don't get the attention they deserve.
Let's flip a coin. I need a coin.
I don't. Who has coins anymore? What even is a coin?
I have a 20-cent euro. Let's see. Heads, Glitch Text, tails, Other Side. Heads.
Heads. Okay.
Glitch Text.
Okay, that makes it easier because I couldn't find Other Side.
Okay, I could have. I'll leave Other Side for the next time.
Sounds great.
Yeah, but here, I'll give you a trailer. There.
Yeah.
There's a trailer link.
Yep.
So, Glitch Text is a great cartoon. It is on Netflix. It is
Oh, I failed hard. There we go.
It's okay. We don't expect any less.
It's true.
Did Ambris break?
I don't know. Ambris, we can't hear you anymore.
In my excitement,
apparently,
I hit my mute button.
Okay, you got muted when you said Glitch Text is a great show.
So basically, Glitch Text is. I almost want to say someone else basically brought the idea that it's Ghostbusters but with video games instead.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a really basically the pseudo science fiction glitches in video games made by this Nintendo analog called Hinobi. Their processing power is so powerful that glitches become sentient. They come out in real life and they cause problems. The really the whole point of this show is just to have people in theoretical real life doing video game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The main characters, you got Five and Miko. They're gamers with a capital G. And they get recruited into basically this. I don't even know what it is. The Hinobi themselves to basically to patrol about it and
kind of
tech support. That's what it's called. They're called tech support. They basically go out and rogue glitches. They go and round them up. They beat them up, usually using their video game knowledge to do it, and capture them, wrangle them. And it's just basically. There's at this point so far there hasn't been like any kind of major overarching story. It's largely just aren't video games cool and aren't these characters fun, and that's kind of all it really is so far. Actually, the second season just came out.
Yep, I haven't seen it either yet.
I haven't seen second season yet, but I really want to. It might actually advance the plot in some way. But it's just such a good time if you like video games, especially like classic video games from the 2D era and stuff like that. It's fantastic. It's just such a good time. I love the music. I love the characters. I love the visual style. It is so goddamn colorful. It warms my heart. I just adore this show, and I was so happy that they made a second season. But now I'm hearing that Nickelodeon might be canceling it because it's not getting enough money. I guess I don't really understand how this works. They might be canceling it and Infinity Train, which is also a great cartoon you should check
Agreed.
out. And I don't know. I don't really understand how these things fully work. Like if you get a Netflix subscription and you watch it, does that somehow go back to the producers of Glitch Text? Do they get some kind of kickback of money for it? I don't know how it works, but I want to support Glitch Text, but I don't exactly know how. All I know is that watching it on pirate sites is probably bad for them. From what I understand, that's why it's getting canceled, because too many people are watching it on pirate sites, which is, I mean, I understand if you don't have money, but
Come on.
God, but I mean, oh my God, I just don't want this show to be canceled.
Yeah.
If you have to watch it through other means, at least promote the hell out of it and get other people to at least try to subscribe to Netflix and watch it or something, because it's so good. Yeah, that's exactly what was said there. Nickelodeon doesn't treat any of their shows well unless it's making SpongeBob money, and that makes me sad. And I don't know, I'm not a big fan of SpongeBob. It's too surreal and weird for me. I know that's probably sacrilege to say, everybody loves SpongeBob. It never worked for me much, but it upsets me that anything that isn't SpongeBob just kind of gets ignored in terms of, that's the opposite problem of kids entertainment, is that if it's not SpongeBob, it gets ignored and everything has to be a SpongeBob wannabe, and that makes me mad.
It's not SpongeBob in ratings specifically, because critical acclaim and because C.H. Greenblatt, because he created Harvey Beaks on Nickelodeon, stated that one of the main reasons that Harvey Beaks, even though it was widely acclaimed, ended was because Nickelodeon has this, because network TV is dying. You have to hit a certain ratings quota, and the main pull is SpongeBob, and that's because of the saturation of it being on the TV. And so far, the only two shows that has ever competed for SpongeBob level ratings is Avatar: The Last Airbender and Loud House.
Go figure.
So,
Avatar: The Last Airbender is fantastic show. The fact that it ever got as bit popular as it is, it's kind of like mind-blowing to me, because it's exactly the kind of thing that never gets popular. Well-written show that doesn't rely on surreal jokes or cynicism or I don't know what. It's like the fact that it is successful is like a blessing, and I'm so glad for that. I wish more shows would have Avatar success, but many of them don't. Most of them fail because they're not SpongeBob, and that makes me sad. That makes me sad. And I feel like it's happened the same thing. Glitch Text isn't exactly like a genius show or anything like that. It's not like it has.
It's fun. It doesn't need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. It's not like Avatar: Last Airbender with character development and story arcs. It's very episodic, but it does what it does super well. It is a best example of just like shenanigans a day. It explores the concept. The people who wrote this definitely have a pretty good familiarity with it, because fit with video game. That's the most aggravating thing for like all the 90s and the 2020s and even through the 2010s. Anything that was a video game related show was like, oh God, the people who wrote this have never played a video game. They don't even know. And it's the most aggravating thing in the world.
But
and this show,
now we have adults who are in the position to produce something and actually know what they're talking about.
Exactly. And I'm God, that makes me think about the Mario movie that's being made. I'm like, I wonder how that's gonna work. That's gonna be something else. The compared to the Mario movie now, compared to the Mario movie from before, and we'll see, the era's difference. Yeah, so I don't know. Please watch Glitch Text. I love this show. The characters are great. I love Miku. Miko, not Miku. Miku is a different person.
Oh yes, Ambris.
Person with multicolored hair.
We noticed.
Actually, you want to know the backstory of that drawing?
Oh, please tell.
I commissioned it.
You did commission it, that's right.
Because I told him, I'm going to throw money at you to draw whatever character you want, so that way, because there's a cleaner edit of that drawing that has her like wearing shorts and stuff, that I was like, hey, if
Oh,
you
there.
want to, if you want some help like making prints to sell so you can make more money, here you can have. I'm just going to throw you money so you can invest in drawing a character that you like.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's a nice thing that's a nice thing to give to commit to artists to commission and just be like, here's money so you can justify drawing something you want.
Oh God, that is freaking a blessing. God bless you for that. It's like there's freaking that nothing makes me happier than that kind of stuff.
Did Ambris like sink halfway down his screen?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? No.
Oh, the webcam flipped
I'm
up.
getting shorter. Help! I nailed
that.
it.
Being short is my job. How dare you?
I in my excitement to talk about glitch checks, I keep hitting my hitting my desk, and my camera keeps sliding backwards because I'm so dang excited. You can see it moving by pixel.
No, the shark costume is starting. Like the
yeah.
spell is wearing off. He's losing legs and gaining fins.
There we go.
But yeah,
Great. I like that. There, you guys, Magical Star Flash. They're saying you should cosplay Five and Miko.
I mean, we have the height difference.
We have the height difference. I would not mind. At the hardest part of that would be the wig for both of us, because Lord knows neither of us has the amount of hair either of those characters have.
Excuse me, my hair is on par with that here. Just a matter of angle.
No, we also just need to get you a wig, because Lord knows how your hair reacts to hair dye. You wouldn't be able to get it purple.
Yep.
Unless I would commit like.
I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, but there's probably a bunch of Twilight Sparkle wigs, and you could probably get away with that.
Totally.
It's close enough that people would probably, most people would get it.
Yeah. Who knows? One day when cons come back, one day. But yeah, so I guess the point is watch glitch checks.
Yes, watch glitch checks. Damn it.
It's a very good point. Everybody should listen to that point.
So
now it's time for lightning round.
Oh, lightning round in questions. We never tried that before.
One day we'll get it better.
I have only one on Twitter.
And we don't have a lot on
Discord, which is
Discord
good.
Today.
Which is good. So we can still cover a lot of ground in the remaining time. J-Rock, as always, holding down the fort on Twitter. For Keyframe, I dare to say that Ambris and I can still answer. What is your other favorite cartoon show? No, other than Scooby-Doo?
How dare you? I was trying to think of like a Scooby-Doo clone.
So now we all have to answer. No. What is our second favorite cartoon show?
I mean, I guess Steven Universe. I think Steven Universe has taken its place next to Scooby as like, that's, to me, there's little problems with Steven Universe's story. Steven Universe Future, I'm going to specifically say Steven Universe Future, I think is one of my favorite shows of all time, especially of how it handled mental health. I think it's good. It's very nice looking. Stays on model the entire time.
Always good.
Always good. So yeah, I'll pick that. What about you, Ambris? What's your second favorite show?
I'm really, because I'm not even sure what my favorite show is. It's like I like a lot of cartoons, but I like them all for different reasons or different times or different contexts. Like I just mentioned, I just mentioned Glitch Text. That is definitely one of my favorite cartoons ever. Just right now, obviously. But then I'm thinking about like, oh God, it's like whatever I watched, recently. Good God, I'm trying to think. Like I need context. You know what I would? I say this a lot, and this is pretty relevant because I don't know. I really would kill for a SWAT Cats reboot because I adored that show as a kid. I still love it. It's not like it's good in an objective sense. It's just cool, and I mean, it was way good for its time. It was way ahead of its time. There are so few shows had that sort of really sleek, anime-inspired aesthetic, where with just like the really stylish graphics, but it's not a game, stylish visuals.
Man, the graphics of this cartoon is so great.
Hush you.
Never.
And it got canceled prematurely because it was apparently too violent, even though they were no more violent than Batman ever was. So I don't get it. That show was done dirty. I would kill for a reboot because it's so, and people would love it right now. They keep talking about a reboot. It keeps never happening. I'm so sad. I
So SWAT cats for you. What about you, Max?
Wait, I obviously Whoop! Talking about SWAT cats.
You gotta keep putting me on broadcast here, man.
You drew it. Yes, me.
I drew it.
Honestly, I think he drew that after one of his awkward cast appearances where we were talking about SWAT cats.
That could very much be.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
It's from April 2018. Somebody check if Ambris was on the show around April 2018. But yeah, second favorite show. So on a related note, I watched and finished BNA this week, and I have to agree with Saber's point he made when we 2 weeks ago or something were asked like BNA versus Beastar versus Zootopia. BNA is a little bit more shallow when it comes to the story, and it's very trigger. I mean,
yeah.
When you talk about visual department, that's a great compliment.
It's a lot of style with not a lot of substance. It's a sushi roll that's mostly made of rice.
So
exactly. And sorry, I keep hijacking.
So yeah, but BNA is not my favorite or second favorite. It's nice to look at.
I acknowledge it.
But just because I forgot to mention that I watched BNA this during my week segment.
That's your fault.
It is, but I snuck it in there at the end.
I wanted to like BNA so much,
yes,
and there's things to like about it, but at the end of the day, it's just not.
No.
It's not great.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to stand that show because it's the only show I know right now that has a mink in it.
It has a what?
A mink.
It has a mink who's a scientist, and she's pretty, and I want.
Are you
that.
sure that she's a scientist?
That is objectively the best thing about BNA is some of the character designs are phenomenal.
If you wear a lab coat, you're a scientist.
I believe it's just a bright trench coat because she's a street hustler.
I don't care. She's beautiful, and I love her.
Yeah, she's great. Her design is fantastic. Murako. Oh God, I'm forgetting names. The Tanuki girl. Her design's
it's
fantastic.
Trigger. There's a lot of cute girls and very handsome boys.
Yes.
But that's besides the point. What's your second favorite, Max?
So yeah, still very much on the fence with Harley Quinn. It keeps sinking lower and lower on my favorite list. Good thing is I have a favorite list right here. Currently, I'm completely obsessed with Owl House. So I guess since I'm not allowed to say my favorite, so let's go with second favorite, which could then be either still She-Ra, maybe? Princesses of Power still has. I mean, I just rewatched it recently, and it passed the watch it again test, which is not necessarily a thing. Often you have this.
We also discovered looking through your favorites list that you have a very short attention span.
Yes. But
because I argued with you about the fact that Final Space isn't on there when that show is objectively better than half of those shows on that list.
What?
That looked. Did I see audacity in there? Insulted.
You really want to say that Kipo is that Final Space is better than Kipo?
Yes.
Okay, we have a discussion topic.
More episodes of A&Y versus Kipo versus Final Space.
No, it's like
Uh,
first episode, Kipo versus Final Space. Second episode, Mau Mau versus Final Space. Third episode, Scissor 7 versus Final Space.
we need to do another stream like we did with the battle brackets for Disney and Pixar movies, but with other shows just versus Kipo.
Yes,
That
I'm
sounds like
for it.
fun.
Oh yeah,
We did that a while ago with the Disney stuff, and that was a lot of fun, especially since I kept arguing with him about Moana versus Frozen. It was either that or Tangled. Either way, we didn't agree on a lot of them, but we came to a conclusion at some point, which is why we need to do more streams like that, because us fighting is hilarious. But no, so I guess we're going to put She-Ra.
I guess so, yes.
All right, so...
That was all from the Twitter, so it's all yours now.
All right, cool. Let's get through these fast, because I'm tired. With what? Yes. Let's see. Here's one for Darth Raven 226. A 3-choice one. Consider for a moment that our world is not the best right now, and I give you 3 choices. Which would you rather live in? A detective movie, a kung fu movie, think Dragon Ball Z or Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or an action movie a la Hobbs and Shaw, Fast and Furious, blah 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 blah. So here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing. I'm just saying. When you say Dragon Ball Z, do you mean the Dragon Ball Z Evolution movie? Because I don't want to live in that universe.
I think he means the TV show. But yeah, I would say Ambris, guest, has the first pick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kung Fu movies, without a doubt. I mean, okay. It's hard to answer because all the examples in there are wildly different. DBZ, while obviously inspired, DBZ is an evolution of just the original Dragon Ball, which itself was inspired and parody of Kung Fu movies, is ultimately its own very different thing at this point in time that just has martial arts as a theme. And then Kung Fu movies themselves, are you talking about the super violent ones where people die a ton, or are you talking about the goofy Jackie Chan comedies or something? It's like that's such a huge broad genre; it can be all over the place. But in general, being in a kung fu themed, just that would imply that I would spontaneously somehow, through a training montage, I could be super fit in a 5
and you could fly through the air and kick.
Exactly.
I mean, I could at least climb buildings and, jump 20-foot gaps and,
Avatar would probably also
and, whatever, and just ultimately be in perfect physical condition, which is super cool and fun, and I love it. I just hope I don't have to avenge someone's death because I'm way too tired for that.
That's another thing that often is in Kung Fu, that people keep dying.
Yeah, so we picked Kung Fu movie for Ambris. I'm gonna pick action movie. Specifically John Wick. I want to be the John Wick. I want someone to take my dog and kick everyone's ass.
You want your dog? You want your dog that you don't even have yet being murdered?
Wait, does the dog die? I don't remember.
Yes,
they
kill.
That's a really...
No, okay, never mind.
They literally kill his dog, and that's what's on a rampage.
Okay, I think my mind took the plots of Taken and John Wick and fused them.
They are basically the same movie. If you have like one. I haven't seen
either in years. I've seen John Wick 3, and that was the last one I saw. But I still pick action movie. I'm going to go with Hobbs and Shaw then, because that's more fun. But I'm going to go with Hobbs and Shaw, one for a similar reason, like Ambris. Implicitly, I would be fucking jacked. And also, have you seen what women wear in action movies? If I wore that stuff, I would get arrested for indecent exposure. But if I'm in an action movie, that's just Tuesday. I want to look hot and kick ass.
Don't we all?
Why do you think most of my cosplays are of skin tight characters? It's a power fantasy. Anyway, Max, you
coincidentally leaves me with the detective movie, which I wanted to pick anyways.
Yay!
Because because looking at the genres that you just described and Funny enough, Ambris was like, "Oh, I hope I don't have to avenge anybody." Keyframe is like, "Yeah, oh no, the dog dies. Oh." And my first thought by those three genres was like, yeah, there are a lot of people dying. In a detective story, usually you have the one victim in the beginning and maybe a little bit of a subdued shootout later. But in a world that is a detective movie world, you can probably get by as a witness or something, or the bartender who has informations or this kind of thing. So my survival rate is a lot better in a detective movie. Also, I look great in black and white, and having a good reason to wear a fedora would cover up my high forehead. So,
Okay, Jack's films, Jesus Christ. But
You
like,
know, the thing is that sure you wouldn't have necessarily a significant body count in the movie itself, but you'd have to be hard boiled. You'd have to have a tragic backstory, and you'd have
not
to.
as a bartender. I don't want to be the detective. I just want to
Oh,
be
yeah,
in
this is the most Max thing about his choice is that he's the side character in this story.
Okay.
Which I was like, he's going to pick a side character. I know that's what he's going to get. I know you too well, dear. But
Okay. You know
next
what?
question.
Fair.
So, I like this one. Lightning round. From Furious Quarantine, Mr. Beast has the right idea. Trees will provide oxygen to help clean our atmosphere, but we need to take it a step further. If you had to turn into a tree, which one would you turn into? Big or small? It helps the world heal. This feels like a question that used to be on that old dating game show with like the woman and the wall and there's the three guys. It's like, what flavor of ice cream would be?
If you candidate number 2, if you would be a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Oh, baby, I would be a solid oak.
I would. Oh
I would be a bonsai.
Insert some innuendo about sap. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I would be a cherry tree. I would shower you with petals in the springtime and...
gross.
You always have this guy on those shows.
I know. And I never liked any of them. They feel like I don't trust them to be alone in a car with me. But no, my choice is a bonsai tree out of pure survival. Because you know that the people who own bonsai trees are like really meticulous with them. They take care of them. Also, less chance that I'll be set on fire. But also, I just like the idea of being a little tree, and people use me to relax, and that's also the best thing because I like helping people feel good. And apparently, pruning bonsai trees are a good relaxation thing. I really hope I don't get the anger management person who has like a very tiny axe.
Oh no!
Fuck you, Samantha. But yeah, that's my choice. What about you, Max?
What about me as a tree?
Already tree-shaped.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Anthony C is tree-shaped.
Oh yeah, he sure is. You know what? I wanna be a palm tree because then I can just chill at the beach all day, have my coconut milk right there. Come on over, have some fun, dancing in the morning sun.
Ew!
Oh, not like that.
No, because you're drinking your own coconut milk. You're just drinking your own body fluid.
No, I'm not drinking anything. I'm a tree.
Oh, okay.
I have it there for the flavor and the atmosphere. I don't even like coconut flavor. Except in Asian dishes. In Asian dishes, it's really good.
Yeah, in Asian dishes, it's fine.
Yeah,
but you're going to be a cooking utensil, basically.
What?
And you provide.
Tree.
Well, yes, and you produce coconuts.
Yes.
So you're which is utilized in cooking. That's what I meant to say.
Okay, fair.
And also people can rip off your leaves and use them to fan important people.
Yeah.
But what about you, Ambris?
I can't decide. I was sort of thinking I like the idea of a palm tree because I do like beaches. I thought about the idea of like a willow tree just because those are cool and epic and they live forever. then I thought about the some kind of like European pine, just because I don't know. I guess I like the idea of the weather in there, and they just have a certain stoic coolness. But I kind of keep thinking, I keep coming back to, I honestly might like to be a sakura tree just because they're so damn pretty. We were making fun of that, but they are so damn pretty. So.
Such an artist. You get to live in a Korean soap opera as the tree. Like. But there you go. There's your answer. I like that question. It was perfectly weird.
Yes.
Let's see. Computed-assisted pornography.
Next.
That is
Charlie. Charlie. How dare you? If you can bring back a meme from the early 2000s, which ones would then be? He said 2 before, but we're doing lightning round, so only 1. So memes from the 2000s. I want to bring back Dancing Baby. That fucking weird Dancing Baby gif, mostly because it's cursed and I like it. I like cursed things. It was either going to be that or All Your Base Now Belongs to Us, because that was from a simpler time.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I stick by my guns of being in favor of practical memes that actually can have a little bit of intelligence and message behind it. And I would say that it must be from the 2000s, simply by the age of what it's based on. But then again, this doesn't mean a thing, since a lot of memes are about 30-year-old shit. Anyways, I hope that it was from the 2000s. The "one does not simply" meme from Lord of the Rings. It's so versatile. You just have to. One does not simply.
I'm looking it up on Know Your Meme.
For when the meme emerged.
Yeah. Apparently it started. Well, it started in around mid 2000s.
Excellent. See. Bringing back a classic, it's one that's versatile. I like those kind of memes, as I stated before, with the butterfly and the unfaithful boyfriend meme.
Is this a pigeon? Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, and you can do so much with it. But yeah, Ambris.
It's very good. You, Ambris, go.
Rick rolls.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Stickbug is an objectively inferior Rickroll. I don't know why it's so popular. It's just the same joke, but it's not attached to a catchy song. I hate bugs anyway. I hate Stickbug. Rickrolls were way better. Let's bring back Rickrolls. Rickrolls is actually, at least it's a good song.
Do you know that Rick Astley has a YouTube channel and he uploads covers to them?
I did not know that, no.
It's great. He uploaded a cover of Titanium. It's lovely. He's a lovely man.
I heard one of his recent songs, like a whole new original song, and it was catchy as hell. It's like, dude can sing. He seems a little odd, but man, I don't know, man. I just joke. But yes, I feel very strongly about that, because I hate Stickbug. I love Rickrolls. Why are we? What a downgrade! Let's just.
You have such a violent hatred. Okay, let's see. From #EnigmaForce, what is a show, movie, or character that you feel is vastly underrated? And if you had control of your answer, how would you fix that so it isn't that way anymore? See, I would usually say Clone High, but it's already fixed because it's coming back. So I don't really have an answer. Maybe. I love Plastic Man from the DC Universe, and if I had the control of the internet, I would make a Plastic Man show, and more people would love Plastic Man. Yeah. Most of these can be answered with, I would make something with it. Lazy. See me after class, Enigma. This was lazy. Red marks.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Do we still have to answer?
No,
okay.
I mean, you don't have to, but okay, we have one more from computer-assisted pornography, and then we could do the FMK. What is the weirdest thing you ever downloaded, be it intentionally or by accident? Because yes, turns out you can accidentally download porn instead of an educational CAD program. I guess that was the story behind your name today, Charlie, but... Here's the thing. I don't like looking through my folders because I've downloaded a lot of weird stuff for the sake of sending people cursed images. And I'm trying to think about what do I have that I... Oh! I'm trying to think. Because a lot of the weirder things that I download is mostly so I can do Photoshop edits. So I'm not downloading it for its complete purpose. So I'm trying to think of accidental things.
Here's the thing, just as a general one. So if you are, I'm not sure if Skype is still doing this, it probably is. I know that WhatsApp is doing it, like when you're in groups, that it saves every image that gets posted in there automatically on your hard drive. And depending on what kind of groups that is, those are the kind of groups you're usually like, not reading anyways. At least that's how I am with those very, very active groups. I just go to the current state if I haven't muted it. And then you sometimes get to your picture archive and you're like, the fuck? What the hell? And I mean, probably as a more concrete example, so I have a group with my family for WhatsApp. So I end up with a lot of images from parental Facebook humor because my mom keeps forwarding those kind of images she gets in other groups.
Oh.
I mean, some of them are really funny, but others are like, huh? I'm too young for this shit. But yeah.
Oh man. I'm trying to think. Most of these things are intentional downloads that I have of weird things because I did have to intentionally download a PNG of Homer Simpson from the Hit and Run video game T-posing for a thumbnail. So,
but you did it intentionally.
I know that. Well, he stated intentionally if that happens, but I guess like the worst thing was back in the day, you know, when I had sketchy download torrent sites. I did download a couple of unsavory viruses or unsavory video, audio, whatever you want to call it. When I thought that I was downloading episodes of Animaniacs.
Oh no!
You know it's bad where it's like fucking. I think the worst one was horse porn. Not clop, mind you.
Like actual horses getting at it. Lovely.
No, horse and a human. If anyone's ever seen Equus, if anyone's ever seen I was not intentionally looking for it. I was trying to download an episode of Animaniacs that started playing, and I was like, that's not Yakko.
Odie, you don't get to ask if we can skip the rest. Oh no, you mean the rest of the show. I thought the rest of your pictures.
Yeah, no. But that's my answer. So I guess we go into I feel like people feel bad for me now. Yeah, funk. Okay, here we go. Ask Awkward. For today's FMK, we are gonna get out our tween posters and memorabilia for those 5 member groups who pop lock and have synchronized dancing and drives girls 10 to 15 crazy with their cheesy ballads and songs. Fuck, marry, kill boy bands. Yes, you have to use the choice for all members of said boy band harem anime style. Yes! Yes!
That sounds like fun.
Oh, I love myself a good harem. The Backstreet Boys, BTS, and One Direction. Don't forget them backstage passes and VIP tickets to get full mega fan experience now. So we're going to be groupies, essentially, or killers.
I wish I was more familiar with boy bands to answer this. I admit I'm not terribly familiar with most of these.
Yeah, same here. So, okay. So let's.
Okay, the Backstreet
Street
Boys are
Boys.
the Backstreet Boys. We
Yes.
all know the
One-
Backstreet.
one-
BTS is that giant K-pop.
Yeah, I
group.
actually know more about
Oh, okay.
BTS than any of the others. I actually
Okay.
know a ton
Ooh,
about BTS
yeah,
because I've gotten,
bro.
because I'm
Yeah.
spoiled because surprise surprise I've gotten into K-pop lately. BTS is not my favorite by
And
whatever,
the last
but
one was
I know
One
a lot about
Direction.
it's
Yeah, One Direction.
it's
Yeah.
One Direction and Backstreet Boys that I actually don't know much about. I like some of their music. That's about it.
I
Okay.
know Backstreet Boys
So-
because that was kind of my boy band back in the day. Had the CDs and all that stuff.
So yeah, here we have the Backstreet Boys.
Hell yeah.
This is BTS.
Yes.
And here we have One Direction.
I only know One Direction because the girls in my school were obsessed with them, and I never got the appeal. I was just but then again, I don't like a lot of the 2010s pop music, so I was listening to my disco records.
Yeah,
Thank you very
that's also
much.
a good question. Like, how old are we talking? So they have been a thing in the 90s, so they are probably
They're the age I like. Yes.
they are probably even older than me.
Let
When
me
was
see.
BTS? Because they look like children.
BTS is right
A
now.
couple of years ago. Like,
No, BTS is literally right now. They're current. They
yeah.
debuted.
And they
Like-
still look like this?
Yeah,
Yes.
Shit.
K-pop. The thing is,
Oh,
K-pop is
BTS.
very.
Sorry, I was on the wrong name. Yeah, okay, BTS. Okay, they are happening right now. I cannot tell
Yeah.
their ages because I am just not good with Asian faces.
They are more than that. K-pop has very much gotten into this idea of they want they recruit people who are like they're in their late teens, early 20s,
Mhm.
but they want them to they recruit specifically people who could pass for teenagers
Okay.
through the 20s because the target
Oh, man.
audience is teenagers.
Fair.
So,
all the
so most of BTS they're between like 22 to 27. But
Okay.
they
they're
could
all
pass
in
for
their late
15.
20s now.
Okay.
They're all in their late 20s
And
now. So.
One Direction. So sorry, that was actually the one I was talking about. So One Direction.
Oh,
so
they're
those,
not together anymore.
But it doesn't matter.
they-
It doesn't matter. But they
Oh,
were
yeah.
from when again? So because they look like,
Like
children.
2010s. The thing with One Direction is that they are an X Factor band, so they were contestants on like a singing show, and then Simon Cowell put them all together. But no, they started in 2010 and then ended in 2016, so they were like the beginning of that.
But okay.
Prometheus.
Let's get this thing started. Ambris, fuck, marry, kill. Backstreet Boys, BTS, or One Direction.
That's such a hard one. Like, because I know about BTS.
That's what she said.
But yeah.
He can't even fake laugh at that.
Yeah. It's just like, I guess I
Mm-hmm.
I'd say marry BTS just because they're very popular right now. That means a fair amount of money. But no, I would probably
Keyframe, there goes your money, your gold digger answer.
The thing is I'd probably immediately also get killed by all the BTS stands out there because they are ravenous.
And that's the same for all three groups, I
Huh?
believe. I believe that's the same
Huh?
for all three groups.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
not seeing the power of K-pop stands. They are
They are
terrifying.
out of control. Yes, and that's how Ambris was killed by a million Twitter stands. Exactly.
Yeah.
The moment if you try to marry BTS, you're dead immediately. And if you do anything else, you're probably also dead immediately. So never mind. No matter what you do, you're screwed if you do any of these with BTS.
Okay, but for now you marry them because money.
So you could marry BTS because of money, and at least I'm fairly familiar with who they are on a personal level.
This makes sense. You want to spend your life with somebody you know.
Sort of. Yes, exactly.
Oh, did you mute yourself again? You muted yourself again.
You muted yourself with your love of BTS.
I don't love BTS. I like Blackpink and I like Dreamcatcher and I like Red Velvet. Those are all great K-pop bands and they're full of cute girls. I don't care about BTS. They have some good songs though.
These
But they're
all
kind of-
sound like flavors of cake. Like,
Baby metal.
But yeah,
Anyways,
so
more.
what's next?
I want to see. I want to see either sex or murder.
Said all the networks. Let's see. I don't know. I have a very, I have a perfectly even impression of both One Direction and Backstreet Boys. I like some of their music. I have really no impression of them beyond.
Look at those
that.
guys.
So,
fucking
I
or killing.
can't see anything. It's blurry and pixelated. They all look like 110p YouTube videos.
Let me drop you the link. So those guys, fucking or killing, or those guys. If it ever loads. It doesn't. Too bad.
Come on.
There we go.
Load
Their
now.
hair is so tall.
I assume that's One Direction. They're
The former is Backstreet Boys, the latter is One Direction. So look at those first guys, the first picture I posted. Are those guys you want to fuck or you want to kill?
I guess the second fuck, which I think is One Direction, and then kill Backstreet Boys. But so I'll kill Backstreet Boys, but it's okay, they'll be back.
Backstreet.
Well, Backstreet's back, all right.
Yeah, I'll kill Backstreet Boys, but they'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
And you fuck One Direction because?
Yeah, I guess they look better, maybe. I don't really have a strong opinion of that. I guess that just process of elimination. I kill Backstreet Boys because I know they'll be back. So
Sex by default,
That's my new band name, Sex by Default.
That's a good band name.
That's a great band name.
Okay.
I like that.
But now it's your turn, Max.
Yes, locking myself in, I guess, by stating my first answer. I will marry the Backstreet Boys because while I do not know much about them as people, I mean, I don't know either for any of those groups, but here's the thing, Backstreet Boys actually had good songs, like good music. Or if you, for example, look, what is the music video where they do all the iconic horror people? Is it Backstreet Backs, alright? Or is it Everybody? Everybody.
I think Everybody is the one where they're in an actual club dancing. I think Backstreet's Back is the horror one.
Yeah, and it's a phenomenal video. They have so much fun with it. You see, it's not just staged. They have fun as the people that they are. And for that, yeah, they are a fun harem to live in. So I want to chill out.
It'd be like a sitcom.
Yes, I could imagine spending the rest of my life with that funny group of people. So this means that for the purpose of keeping it fresh, what did you do again? You killed the Backstreet Boys?
He fucked One Direction.
Okay.
He fucked One Direction and married
Okay,
BTS.
so I guess oh my goodness, and I guess I get to fuck BTS. Oh no, this is the largest group, isn't it? Oh
Yes,
no.
What have you done?
I mean,
This is going to be like the scene in The Witcher where the witch caused everyone to have a giant orgy.
basically, yeah. I mean, here's a positive thing, I guess, question mark. They look a little bit more androgynous, so I can maybe picture them more as female people to interact with.
Oh, that's so mean!
While those, I mean, I can be meaner. I don't want to fuck those school children here, those school boys. Who probably, I mean, only three of them have reached facial hair. Those two have not even developed it yet. So, by those are just some very fine Asian gentlemen. So, with androgynous features. So yeah, I have one epic big ass orgy going on there, and since they are BTS, I'm pretty sure we can get some ladies in there too. And
I had the worst thought. First of all, you don't get to add ladies to your harem orgy. That's against
cheating.
the rules.
That's not how it works.
That's cheating.
No, I mean, just picture it like this: if anybody from BTS has sex, they're automatically good. automatically. They probably cannot strip naked without there suddenly being girls. It's a force of nature happening. It's
Do you
not
think
me.
they sleep in their jeans and shirts all the time?
Probably,
Like,
or with
how do you
bodyguards.
think they bathe?
They are heavily restricted. They cannot even be shirtless on TV or
See,
recorded.
because we know what would happen. Automatically, poof, girls next to them.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
my god.
Yeah.
No, I had the terrible thought of, well, look on the bright side, with a bukkake circle that big, the mere diameter, you may not get hit by anything.
Anyways,
I'm sorry. It's you tell me Asian orgy, I think bukkake. I'm sorry. It's mental association.
you need to watch more hentai. There are so much more things.
I know.
Asians.
Excuse me, you imply that I don't, first of all. Second of all, I know that there's more.
On that note,
But-
Gigak just the other day released a video about a hentai that made him cry. Check it out. I put it in the description down below.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's my turn.
No, it's not, because I have not explained why I want to kill those guys.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Why do you want to kill One Direction?
Why want
I
to
thought
kill...
you were insulting them.
Yes, but I want to kill them to put them out of their misery. I mean, as you described it, they were just poor, exploited children who came onto one of those X Factor shows and then got forced together to be one group. So they look at here. He basically is the infamous meme Matt Damon face from the Batman vs Superman interview, where he's just staring dead inside into the nowhere. They are suffering. I am ending their suffering that not even the breakup of their group could bring them. I bring them salvation.
A mercy killing.
Yes, basically.
Please, make it quick.
So yeah, Keyframe, tell us why you desperately want to fuck One Direction.
Wait, is that the one I'm stuck with? I thought I'd marry them. Okay.
Yeah, because I did sex by default with One Direction.
No,
Wait, no,
we're
actually,
starting.
Wait, I killed them.
Yeah, you killed them.
He fucked them. Oh yeah, you are marrying them.
Yay!
Oh.
I guess, you know what, all the half of the Beatles are dead, the other half are in their 80s. This is the closest thing I may get to being married to a British band.
I didn't even know they were British before I killed them.
No.
You monster.
But no, I guess like an actual reason, or something funnier than that.
They are probably closest in age.
Ew, that would be a detractor for me. People know my taste by this point. That would not. My choice was going to be marry the Backstreet Boys, but someone had to take that from me.
Yeah, they are fun. I want to hang with them.
No, I guess I'll marry them because, man, you know what? They're broken up now. So that means they all have their individual means of income, along with the royalty payments from One Direction.
You really tried to turn into a gold digger. I'm proud. Consistency.
Oh, thank you,
Good
dear.
answer.
But okay, what was the one that I'm stuck fucking?
I believe those gentlemen, the old guys.
Do I need to say anything more?
I mean, they are so old, probably.
They're only like 40s. They're in their 40s.
You
That
probably
ain't
need a
bad.
family pack of Viagra to get anything going there.
42 is not old. Like,
Really?
Come on now.
They're only 7 years older than me. Okay, that's disturbing.
That insult is gonna go back on you.
No. And my birthday is in a
the
week. They're only
oldest-
6 years older than me.
I mean, the oldest one is Howie, who is 47. And, like, there's two of them that are older, like near 50, but the rest of them are like 42 and 40. So
40?
that's not bad.
40
I'm cool with that.
is like 4 years older than me.
Don't
Don't
throw
get
stones, Max.
existential right now.
Don't
Yeah,
throw
but-
stones.
Yeah, no, but, you know, they're experienced. First of all, they were a major pop group. Lord knows how much tail they got back in the day. They are experienced, they know how to treat a lady, and then you times that by 5, then it's the 5 times how to treat a lady.
Between those 5, you probably get one decent erection together.
Hey, come on now. I feel like if they had a young, I feel
know.
like if they have a young virile woman, they'll get worked up somehow. I have
Fair
plans.
point. Which brings us to
God, I feel gross saying that. Not to the Backstreet Boys, but how I said that about myself. Remind me to never categorize myself as young virile woman again.
But yeah, so then this leaves only one answer, namely, how are you going to survive after your final?
I have a suicide wish.
I guess so. Killing BTS.
Here's the thing. What I'm going to do, because let's put Gold Digger back into the killing category.
If you kill them, Ambris gets all the gold and you get all the angry fans.
Do it.
Well, no, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like Ambris said, the K-pop industry is looking to keep people young and alive forever.
Oh, you're getting
So if I kill them, if I get to kill them and then use the technology we know Korea and Japan has with those weird realistic robots, just give them an exoskeleton inside of themselves, they'll be young forever. It'll be like Chuck E. Cheese animatronics, except millions of girls love them. And I could be their manager. They could live forever. I'll be getting those checks, and so will Ambris. And, you know, I guess you get fucked by Korean sex robots for the rest of your life.
Oh, God.
Let me come.
That's awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. Artwork and analysis, which you do not want to miss on awkward.